Hey, Armand here to give you the forecast, the breakdown on the week of October 4th or 5th, depending upon how you think of it. It's Sunday the 4th, Monday the 5th. I would start usually on the 5th, but hey, we have a Pluto station on October 4th, so let's talk about that. And breakdown, as I give you the breakdown on the week ahead, that's exactly the right phrase to use, I think, because what a week this is. We have a lot of. It's this week and last week and next week, I would say mid September through mid October, has this character of pressure and release, tension and release. Now, that's a usual cycle. That's something that we see all the time. There's nothing unusual about that. What's unusual about it is how quickly the tension and release follow each other. For example, last week we had Saturn station with Mars square to Saturn station on Tuesday. The Saturn station is a tension pressure kind of situation. Mars square to Saturn, driving with the emergency brake on. At some point in time, you could find some release. By Thursday, when we had the full moon in Aries, Thursday, Friday, we certainly had a lot of release. We certainly saw a lot of things happening. Sunday, October 4th, Pluto station, a very implosive energy, very much packs the energy in together. And yet we have Mars, retrograde Mars, conjuncting retrograde Aries, retrograde Eris in Aries. Very similar, just change the vowels around, you got the same word. So we have a Mars Eris conjunction. A Mars Eris conjunction is likely to cause all sorts of issues. Mars is the god of war. Eris is the goddess of discord. Her name in Roman is Discordia. And so these two, who are brother and sister, not want to babysit them when they were small. Brother and sister, when they get together, there's a lot of potential for havoc going on. And they're retrograde, so again, it's a little bit of an implosive kind of energy, and yet we're going to find times to release this energy very quickly, if not immediately. So, October 4th, very high tension. As we go forward, what we're looking for is Friday when we have Mars, retrograde Mars, square to Pluto. Mars is essentially this week knitting together the Eris Pluto square that is forming. Now, Eris Pluto, uh, slow moving vehicles. Eris is even slower moving than Pluto. And so, these aspects, a hard aspect, a conjunction, a square, an opposition, only happen every, 40, 50 years, something like that. And they tend to have a very significant, they tend to bring about significant transformation in the collective because Pluto is deep transformation and Eris is just, this kind of wacky sort of discordant energy. Eris is credited with starting the Trojan War inadvertently. And that's such a discord type of thing, right? I mean, she sort of inadvertent. She didn't want to start the Trojan War. She didn't get invited to a party. She created a bit of a situation. Trojan War, 10-year debacle that went on. But it wasn't even an intentional kind of thing. Well, the discord was intentional, but the complete outcome wasn't. So she sort of gets the ball rolling on chaos. And of course, Pluto is the deep transformation. So we're looking at some really significant changes in the collective. For those of you who thought, well, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction is over. The Saturn-Pluto series conjunction with Jupiter thrown in is over. We still have Pluto and Eris, and that's likely to be a very, very significant aspect that really involves deep transformation and a considerable amount of continuing unrest. So Mars hits Eris on Sunday, October 4th, and squares Pluto on Friday, October 9th. And so we have these two aspects that knit together and give us a taste, a sense of what's happening in terms of the discord. Now, if you want to look back to mid-August when Mars last conjuncted Eris and squared Pluto. And if you want to know when we're going to see the next chapter, that's December 23rd, well, right around that time when Mars is going forward and hits Pluto and Eris again. So late December. If you're interested in that kind of thing. If you're focusing on this week, what you have is we start off with this implosive kind of tension with some potential for release. Now, Monday and Tuesday, we have more or less easy aspects, kind of constructive, a lot of stuff going on Monday and Tuesday that you might be able to work with. I would, the watchword for this time is focused action. Don't multitask, don't bite off too much. If you push in the direction you want to go, you might get some movement. Some movement, but don't expect a lot. Don't expect a lot right now, but you can get some movement, and you can be kind of constructive in some ways. Monday and Tuesday are really good for that. Now Wednesday, what a firecracker day this is. We have uh, Mercury opposite Uranus, and the Sun opposite Pallas Athene, square Pallas Athene. And so what we have going on here is this. These two aspects. Now, Pallas Athene has a lot to do with telling the truth, getting the message out, and telling the truth. Whereas Mercury Uranus is brilliant insights, things that have to be said quickly and almost sort of impulsively. And so, what we get here is this is the day if you need to make your case, if you need to have your statement heard. It's really interesting that that is in the U.S. That's the day of the vice presidential debates with Kamala Harris, who will be playing the role of Pallas Athene, and Mike Pence, who will be playing the role of the Sun. But Uranus and Mercury will be switching things up. Now, because Mercury is going to go retrograde, we're going to be hearing a lot of the same issues that come up in our collective and personal lives. We're going to be hearing a lot of this over the course of the next couple of months. So if you have a brilliant idea, if you have something to say, by all means, Wednesday is a great day to say it. It's a great day to make your case. But expect that it may be some time before you get the results that you're looking for, before you get the results that you're not looking for, but before you get the results. Then we have on Friday, we have that Mars Pluto square, and that has a lot of potential for release of tensions. That is a kind of that's a hard aspect to be dealing with, especially because the moon will be in the sign of Cancer. Now, people are going to tell you about the Cancer moon being all fluffy and baking your cookies and stuff like that. Nuh-uh. The Cancer moon in this context has a lot to do with a kind of protectiveness, and that usually works in the sense of me and my clan. So we'll see a lot of clannishness. Now, your clan can be your country, it can be your political party, it can be your state, it can be your town, it can be your family, it can be your neighbor, whatever you think your clan is. But what we'll see is a protectiveness, and people get extra protective when they feel threatened, and when Mars is square to Pluto, having met with Eris and so on, people tend to feel threatened. So people are going to feel threatened, and there's going to be this kind of circling the wagons, pulling together type of thing, which is a very cautious, very cautionary kind of approach that is really diametrically opposite to the more explosive energies that we'll see late Tuesday and through Wednesday. So there's this kind of back and forth, that there's a real shift in the mood that happens on Thursday. Your strategies for the week. Well, don't go poking a stick in a hornet's nest just to see what'll happen. Avoid trouble if you can. I wouldn't go looking for it beyond the point that you really need to go looking for it. But by all means, if you have to stir up a little trouble, Wednesday's your day. Other folks may be a little bit difficult to deal with this week. Even if, once again, you may be having a great week, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to be having a great week. If you run into trouble with folks, if they seem overheated and they bring a lot of heavy energy your way, deal with it only to the minimum amount you need to deflect their energy, and just sort of step aside. I wouldn't try to get locked into a real battle with them right now. If it's at all sometimes it's not possible to avoid, but if you can avoid it, maybe this is a good time to just deflect them, because if people are overheated, they're very likely to burn themselves out of their own accord. You don't necessarily need to help them. Sort of do a little judo move on them. You deflect them, and their own momentum will take care of things. again, if you have something to do, if you've got a project, if you've got something to say, work on it Monday, Tuesday, deliver it on Wednesday. The early part of the week is the most productive. The end part of the week, you can do stuff, but there's going to be a lot more tension Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Okay, that gives you an idea. Hey, weekend will have the moon in Leo, and maybe things will lighten up a little bit. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.